All right, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Fred Y. Normally, when y'all see me on this joint, I'll be streaming a video game, but I got a major fucking problem. I just seen some footage that really disturbed me, and I was like, I gotta get this out, man. This is about these cops jumping out on these young black men chilling, and one of them finds a gun. And if I'll play the video here. You can look at the video. I'll turn the sound down.
We coolin'?
So, if y'all looking over here, basically the jump outs come out and they jump out on these young men, and they so happen to find one gun on this one guy. Apparently, what I'm seeing and hearing from the audio is that this guy that they found the gun on had nothing to do with these guys. Even so, that when they found the gun on a black man, which is the most scariest thing in the world right now, a black man with a gun is the absolutely most terrifying thing that you can ever see in your life. They didn't arrest him. They didn't pull no guns out on him. They just like, oh, you got a gun on you? Oh, okay. Do anybody else have a gun on you? I mean, what type of bullshit is that? That's not no reality type shit, right? So they let the dude go, and by the end of the video, the dude that they pulled the gun off on, he's gone. And they said that he went in a white truck or he got in a truck. Now you can see this right now. That's the guy that um he's searching the guy, and he pulls out a gun. And they're claiming that this guy wasn't even with him. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna call up the police station, and I'm gonna ask them, um, why are y'all trying to implant guns on uh these young black innocent men? The footage is there. You can't erase it. I done downloaded it just in case they try to delete it from YouTube. But these cops clearly planted the gun, or the guy that walked up amongst these other guys had a gun on him, and they took it off of him, and now he just disappeared in the wind. That's not even accurate, man. So before I get too far in the video, I'm gonna go ahead and call up the police station. I'm gonna put them on speaker, and I'm gonna ask them what's up with the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm in Maryland and I don't know, I'm dialing 911. See that? I'm not bullshitting. 911. I'm gonna put them on speaker. Yeah, I'm trying to reach, I guess, the non-emergency police in DC. Is there any way that you can contact me with him? There, it's not an emergency, and I don't need a police. I just need to ask a couple of questions, if you don't mind. Okay, what is the procedure of when the officer finds a gun on an individual? Okay, is there? Yeah, can you please? All right. Yes. Am I talking to an actual police officer?
Not.
Is there any way that I can talk to an actual police officer?
Officer Chester, can I help you?
Yes. Am I talking to a real officer? A real police officer?
That's why I answered Officer Chester. Can I help you?
Oh yes. I got a question for you, officer. When you find a gun on a person, like what? Don't you arrest them or something like that?
Depends on if the gun's legal or illegal. Depends on the situation.
But having a handgun in D.C. is illegal, correct?
Not anymore. You can have a concealed carry permit. You can have a legal firearm.
Okay. The reason why I asked you this is because I don't know if you know there's a video going around on Facebook and I guess on YouTube where there are a couple of jump outs come up to a group of African American guys just sitting minding their business and um they proceed to search this one guy and the guy has a gun on him. Young black man has a gun on him. And by the end of the video, he clearly just walks away. He hops in the van and he goes about his business. They don't harass him anymore. Then they start to frisk these other guys, um, and they find nothing on him. And then if you look at the video, by the end of the video, you can clearly see that they're telling the officers that this guy that they pulled the gun off had nothing to do with him. And from watching videos, you can see it all over YouTube how an officer reacts when they find a gun, not just on anybody, but especially on a African American person. They react real hostile. They pull out their weapons, they pull out their guns, they get aggressive, sit down, get down, and all this other stuff. And none of this stuff was done. So what the video looks like is that it was these guys was set up. They brought some outsider to look like they were hanging out with them. And what's up, Eric? And they did nothing. They did nothing. They let the guy with the gun go, and they did nothing. So I'm just wondering because it looks like that these officers was trying to set up these guys basically to find something on them, and they found nothing on them at all. So I'm just that's why I'm asking, what's the policy when a police officer finds a gun on a young black? So you don't know about the Facebook video that's going around? Okay. Well, let me say this again. It clearly looks like these officers.
Can't give you an answer. Officers did in a saw someone. They should have how they should and when they should. I can't give you the answers. The answer to getting
I'm
that there are some handguns. If you have a specific question about, I can't answer.
I'm just under the impression because I look at a lot of YouTube videos of how officers react to the gun
You're still continuing.
yeah, but let me finish before you start cutting me off again. What I'm saying is that I look at a lot of
I
videos.
gave you minutes. Anything. Not really off on
Okay, so
saying
can
I
I
can't answer
finish?
the question. So you're gonna start answering
No, but
questions, or you still can't answer it.
I'm adding content on what I'm trying to express. What I'm
But
saying,
yeah, but
what I'm
you're just trying to. You don't have a. I have other
okay, what
station.
I'm
I answered your. You wanted on YouTube.
okay.
I really
So
can't.
apparently you want to ignore the question that I'm asking.
The
What?
question is
Okay,
situation.
but
I
you're
wouldn't
not
say
letting me. You're not letting me try to explain and lead up
I
to.
don't need the explanation.
Okay.
answer's going to be the same if you talk to me for 20
Okay.
minutes or
Okay.
normal. I
Okay.
don't have a better
Okay. Okay. So clearly, this is why this distrust of community and police are so far apart, because when the community is trying to explain something to an officer, you start to get aggressive or defensive on a question that we can on a question that we're answering, and to avoid the problem you're trying to get off the phone with me saying, okay, well, I have other matters to attend of. This
You
is
don't
a
think I'm busy here in the
this
States?
I Okay, but you're answering a call to the public. You serve the public,
Well, I
correct?
have people
You
here
serve the
for me
public,
to
correct?
protect
And
you.
I am the public. So I'm
I'm not
asking you a
serving you,
question.
sir.
I'm
I'm
trying to
relying.
engage
I'm
in a
serving you
conversation
for
with you
6
that
minutes
you
and 54
clearly
seconds
doesn't
that
want
I
to.
served
I
you.
don't care if it was 6 minutes, 5 minutes, or 2 minutes. I'm trying to have a man-to-man adult conversation with you, and you keep
Yes,
cutting
sir.
me off on what I'm trying to express
Well, you
myself
also
with you.
should keep
What
asking
I'm
the
trying
same
to
questions.
ask you,
I can give
what
you the number to
well, can I
Chico.
speak to somebody else that doesn't have as much hostility as you have? Because apparently you don't want to engage in a conversation with me when you serve the public, which I'm the public, and I'm trying to get a visual or a better understanding on why I saw what I saw. And you don't want to hear none of that. You just want to keep trying to shut me out and shut me off, saying, well, I have other people to deal with. I am just a much of an important matter than the people that you have in front of you. I'm asking you a
What's
question.
different in this,
This is
though?
this is where the disconnect happens between police officers and the community, and you're serving the right. You're showing why. You're absolutely 100% showing why. Because you don't want to listen to me. You don't want to engage in conversation. You're telling me, oh, well, I got other stuff that I have to
Your
do.
answer of
If
something that you want.
if
And
you
if
were
you say
talking
you
to
don't know,
if a
then you
judge
can
was
end the
if a
conversation and
judge
it's
was
over.
asking you these
Thank you,
questions,
sir. Have a nice night.
yeah, fuck you. All right, so you know what I'm saying, that see that's where the disconnect from police officers. And I have friends that's police officers. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Eric? I have friends that's police officers, and they don't act as shady as other officers. You know what I'm saying? You have good officers, you have bad officers, you have good people, you have bad people all across the globe. You know what I'm saying? But the shit that I'm dealing with this dude, I'm trying to express myself. And I'm trying to ask him a couple of more questions. He wants to get off the phone with me immediately when I start asking him why are they. I can't even get this shit out. But as you can see in the video, these DC police officers are harassing these guys that's doing nothing. The person that owns the property did not call them for on them for loitering or anything. They're just sitting and chilling. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing anything. They're not causing a disturbance. They're not doing anything. They chilling. Even if they have weed, weed is legalized in DC. Now I don't know the how much you're supposed to have and all that other stuff and many of the stipulations. But at the end of the video, he pulls a big bag of weed off of him and he doesn't arrest anybody. But as you can clearly see, right, when you with especially with black men in America, and I'm trying to the point that I was trying to get to him with my second point was when you see a lot of these videos about open and carrying in other states, when white guys are walking down the street, open and carrying ARs and all that other shit, the police pull up to them so calmly. They was like, "Hey, buddy, is there a problem?" You know what I'm saying? They talk to him real passive. But when you see a black man with the open and carry, they stop in the middle of the street. I mean, like a fucking movie. I mean, just skirt, 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 get on the ground, and shit like that. So they don't get the same they don't get the same admiration as they do with our white brothers and sisters with the open and carry. So that's what I'm saying. And this dick right here that you're seeing on the screen right now, he's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to cause the guy to provoke to do something so he had probable cause to arrest him. You know what I'm saying? Grabbing your hand for what? He just grabbed the man's hand for what? He just assaulted him. Now, if I'm not mistaken, assault is an unwanted touch, right? He didn't give permission or consent to touch him, and there was no reason for him to grab him by the hand. You know what I'm saying? There was no reason for that. So at that end of the conversation, I'm not apologizing for saying fuck you to this officer that I was talking to on the phone because he disrespect. I was trying to keep it cordial. I was trying to keep it, you know what I'm saying, civilized. But this jackass done pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? He done pissed me off to the point. I wish I was there in front of him so I could have said "fuck you" in your face. You know what I mean? Like I said, not all officers are bad. Not all officers are bad, man. And these assholes that you see on the screen are the ones that give good officers a bad name. And that's why uh uh you know, it's so tragic to hear about when, you know, a good cop loses their life. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that you honestly know that was a good cop, not a cop that came out there and harassed people. And let me tell you something, people. If you don't know what jump outs are, and I tell you this from personal experience, downtown Southwest DC, the height of drugs, the niggas selling weed, coke, and all that other shit. You had jump outs that came down there and ran down on these boys for money. So then you had some jump outs that would say, okay, you know, we're gonna jump out at this time. That's warning the dope boys because they was paying these cops off down in Southwest. And trust me, believe, I know. They was paying the cops off. So when the jump outs came out, you know what I'm saying, that was kind of a way to get the new niggas off the block. Because you can't have but so many niggas down there selling weed and you trying to make a profit, or you selling coke and you trying to make a profit. So whenever new niggas come on the block, you know, they flooded the block like, okay, now you made 1,200 a night. Now these new niggas on the block, you down to making 600 a night. You know what I'm saying? So your funds went down tremendously low. So the way to get rid of these new niggas is like, okay, the jump out's coming. We're not gonna tell these new niggas. It's just everybody start to disappear at a certain time, and then when the jump outs come out, they get these new niggas off the block and they get paid off. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the jump outs used to work down in Southwest DC. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on in this video. I don't know the whole story. Let me tell that right now. I don't know the entire story because I don't know what happened at the beginning. But these guys, all these guys are saying we don't fuck with it. We don't even know this cat. This cat is just chilling on the block with us. You know what I'm saying? Pulled up, he rolled up, and that was about it. You know what I'm saying? He just seen a whole bunch of black dudes and just posted up and, all right, I'm gonna hang out with y'all and shit like that. And what makes it so fucking odd is that, okay, he searches the dude right here, right? Now, let me take this back. Let me take this back a little bit. Okay, now watch this officer search this dude. Now I gotta take it back a little bit further. And it's just so funny that he happens to walk up on the one guy. He searched him right there, okay? Didn't find anything. Turn around. He just turned him around and the gun pulled out. So you know what that kind of gets me? It's like, okay, let me go back one more time. Now, like I said, the most dangerous thing in the world is a black man, a young black man. You put a gun on top of that, that's the most frightening thing in the world that America sees is a young black man with a gun, or black man with a gun, or anybody, a black man with a gun. You know what I'm saying? That's the most frightening thing. And watch how these other officers react. Okay, so this the white dude, the white dude, he just keeps his hands in his jacket. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't go after a taser or a gun. When you find one gun on a person, you make the assumption that everybody else in the crowd has a gun. So since you found out that he has a gun, why not pull out your pistol and be like, okay, everybody down. Everybody get down. You know what I'm saying? If I was the cop and I found a pistol on one guy, I'm going to assume that everybody else has a pistol. Or at least a couple more people have a pistol. If I'm backing up a cop that just pulled up a gun on somebody, I'm going to make sure that my life is secure. So I'm going to pull my piece out and I'm going to order everybody to get down. Nobody did that. Nobody. None of the cops. And especially he's a white cop. He did not do shit. So this all screams setup, bruh. This all screams setup. Now, I'm going to play it back, but I'm going to let you hear the audio of it. All right?
We coolin'. We just want to rep to whoever owns the Volvo, man, about the tents. That's it. Y'all doing all right? Damn. Yeah, that's it, my man. We're not worried about a little bit of weed or anything, the open containers or whatever. That's it, just the tents, man. That person over there. What are you doing over there? That person in the building somewhere. They're inside? Yeah, they over there.
All right, so what they just said, or if I heard correctly, is that the cop pulled up and he was pressing him out about the tent, right? The tent on the car. Now, if I may be mistaken, but from what I heard is that nobody sitting right there claimed possession of the car, of ownership of the car. They say he may be in the building. I don't know. This guy, I don't know. The tent, the car, what the hell are you talking about? All right, so let's go on.
Everybody got IDs and stuff like that. What's the call, sir?
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, right? And I don't know if this is state to state, but in order to ID a person, they must have been suspected of committing a crime, right? If you're walking down the street and a cop just said, "Hold up, let me see your ID." What purpose do you have of wanting to see my ID? Have I broken any crime? Have you suspected that I have done a crime or something like that? What is your intention of asking for my ID? In this case, what crime has been committed? What felony has been committed for that officer to ask anybody for their ID? There's no crime committed, none whatsoever. It's a tent violation that everybody on the block is saying, "Hey, look, that's not my car. That may be somebody's car that's inside the building. That's not my car." So what warrants this cop to ask for identification for anybody that's on that block? What crime did they commit? What crime did you tell me? What crime did they commit for this cop to ask them for ID? Okay, let's continue the video.
ID for? We ain't ordering either.
Okay, so that makes my point again. He said you're stopping for the tent. We're not loitering. And then later on in the video, you will hear him say that the person that owns the property did not call. They didn't call for loitering in front of their building. They didn't call. Now, I haven't seen the whole video, but there's no crime being committed there. These guys are not playing a dice game. These guys are not selling weed. I mean, I don't know that, but clearly they're not playing a dice game. There's no alcohol beverages anywhere, nowhere near them. They're just sitting and chilling. And weed is legalized in Washington, D.C. So there is no reason for you to ask me for my ID. There wasn't a joint fired up. There wasn't nobody with an open container. There was nobody drinking. There was nobody playing a dice game. There wasn't nobody out there with loud music. There was none of that. So what warrants this cop to ask for any identification for anybody that's on that block?
Don't show him, bro. Don't show him.
I ain't commit no crime. I ain't consented no search. Damn. All right, so everybody, let's calm down.
I know this. Okay. So yeah, now what the funniest thing to me after seeing this video again, right, is how calm this nigga is. He's real. He got a gun on him, but he's calm as shit. You know what I'm saying? You got a pistol on you. You got cops behind you. You got a. You know that they're gonna find it, right? But he's just chilling. He's like, okay, you found the gun. You found it. And as far as I know from talking to this asshole in D.C., this cop that was in D.C., I didn't know that you were allowed to have a concealed weapon. And even if you do have a concealed weapon, come on, 9 times out of 10, a nigga not gonna have no legit pistol on the block. He not gonna have no legit pistol. It's so much easier to get a pistol than to running through the papers and all that other shit that you gotta go through just to get a pistol. You know what I'm saying? And if you on a block with a pistol, that means that you doing some things, you know what I'm saying? And you using it for protection. So if I'm a nigga out hustling on the street, you think I'm gonna have a legit fucking pistol? And then if I gotta murk somebody, that bullet is gonna trace back to me. I watch enough CSI and all that other shit to know forensic files and shit, you know what I'm saying? That bullet will be traced back to the gun. Every bullet that's fired has a fingerprint from the gun, from the barrel, that it imprints on that barrel when it's shot out there, that will identify that gun to the that bullet to the gun. And when you buy bullets, you have to register them in your name, and them serial numbers, all that shit comes back to the owner. So if I'm gonna be on the block with a pistol, it ain't gonna be registered, because if I gotta murk somebody, I'm not murking nobody and be like, well, look, yeah, that was my shit. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas nowadays, they'll murk you over $20. Or, yeah, it may have been a BB gun. You know what I'm saying? But just how calm that this nigga was. Just how calm he was. You know what I'm saying? He just calm. He just, okay, you put the pistol off me, yeah. And if you look at the video, the nigga just slides away. By the end of the video, he just slides away. So if they pulled the pistol off of him, number one, they didn't react as normal, because the white cop, he was too calm. The black cop, he was too calm. The person that had the gun was too calm. And what it looked like to me is that they conspired to do this shit, and they was like, okay, we're going to pull the pistol off on you. We're going to put it on this side. And the nigga that was supposed to have the pistol, or the nigga that had the pistol, he put it on the wrong side. So when the cop first searched him, he was like, okay, I thought you're supposed to put it in the front. Okay. All right, now turn around. Okay. Oh, okay, that's where you put it. So clearly, the nigga that had the pistol, he ain't listened to the instructions before, you know, at the setup meeting for these guys. He ain't listened to the instructions. He decided to put the pistol in another part, a location of his body. So let's finish watching the video.
Okay? Now, go ahead. Just sit down. This nigga's crazy. I'm definitely going to need your ID. All right, but you're not in trouble right now. Man, hold the fuck up. Hey, come on. You don't have the ID. Damn. All right, you stand up for me. Based on what I need you to stand up.
Nah, but
You mind showing me your waistband?
don't touch him, bro. We ain't even doing nothing.
Can I see your waistband, sir?
What's it called, bro?
Well, right now we just found one.
I don't care. I don't know him.
And he's hanging out with y'all.
He not hanging with
All
us.
this stuff that's out here, plus you know, you sitting in front of an area.
She said we can sit right here, bro.
I don't think so.
Call her and ask her.
I don't think so.
Call
No,
Miss Deborah and
let's
ask
see
her.
what's found.
I ain't showing you my waist.
Now he knows the lady by name, Miss Deborah. He says, Miss Deborah, basically, Miss Deborah gave them permission to sit down in front of this establishment or whatever it is. And this shit is just crazy. And this dumb fuck right here, he's saying, well, nah, he didn't. Like, he fucking know. Without doing your detective work, you already presume that these guys are lying. You already, okay, these guys are lying with off the bat. You're not listening. Just like the dick that was on the phone, the officer that I was talking to on the phone. And I hope you find this video, you fucking jerk. I hope you find the video, but because you's a fucking asshole. And when I said fuck you, I meant it. So I'll say fuck you again, officer that I talked to in DC, and I was live and that was a real phone call, and fuck you and fuck Trump. Well, this ain't no fuck Trump video, but I had to throw it in there anyway. Fuck you. Fuck the DC police officer that I talked to on the phone, and fuck Trump. And fuck this dude, and fuck the other dude, and fuck all these dudes, man. Let's continue.
Man, bro.
Oh, I must advise you, warning, watching this video, it's going to be explicit content in it. So if you don't want to hear me curse or explicit content, then go the fuck somewhere else. So let's continue watching.
I ain't do nothing, bro.
Listen, my man, I'll explain it to you so we can be on the same page.
Nigga crazy as shit, bro.
Man, we don't, that man was just walking past, man. That man was just walking past, man. Y'all call him in the moment, man. Because I have enough suspicion to press you based on that. I want to limit that. I don't want to put hands on everybody. What you guys are doing right here.
Okay, and let me scoop y'all on something. First, there were a couple of officers that jumped out on these guys, and in DC, I don't know how the fuck it is in your town, but in DC, it's going to take a minute for you to get another officer on scene because these officers are so spread out. It's not like they're super close to each other. Now, I don't know the innards of how the police operation works when they call for backup and all that other stuff and they congregate real fast. But to me, from being a DC native, these cops just came too quick. It was like these motherfuckers was around the corner. It's going to take more than what it took for them to come right then and there. And when they find out in DC, when you find out that a guy has a gun, you just don't hop out the car and start asking questions. You pull out your piece. Especially when you find a pistol on a black man. Come on, man. This whole video got bullshit written all over it.
I don't know nothing about what the fuck just happened, yeah?
Mo, this nigga crazy.
Like, yeah. What the fuck?
Man, fuck no.
You can video back up. Back up, brother. You can video. No, back up right here. I'm telling you to back up over here. You're approaching. You better go back. Listen to me.
Oh man, y'all put me far enough.
No, step back behind the line.
I can't see.
Go that way, go that way. You need to back up, okay? You need to back up. Let's go back.
Bro, don't touch me, bro.
Because you're not listening to me. No, just pick up the chair and go. That's too close. Go. Go to the edge of the building right here.
Nah.
Right here.
Check the bag.
Nah, don't touch my bag, bro. Why you touching my bag, bro? Ain't
You have
nothing
ID on
in
you?
it. Nah,
Based on the gun
I'm
I
not
recovered off the guy that was
Okay, that wasn't me. Get off me, bro. Get off me. You're not touching. Get off me. What you talking about, bitch ass?
Nobody got shit right here, bro. Get the fuck on, y'all. I'm touching motherfucker. But y'all don't realize
This is not your. This is
It
private.
don't matter. She ain't called you. Fuck you talking about. She said we can sit right here. Did you get a call about loitering right here? All right then. Fuck off then.
You can have your video, do whatever you want. But
Yeah, I know. Back up.
this is not a weed spot. This is not a place.
Yeah, we never said it was. We chilling. Fuck you.
So now this dick just made an assumption that they're selling weed. You see, this is why there's such a disconnect in the fucking community with police officers and civilians, because you got dipshits like this. You know what I'm saying? And he's a fucking asshole. He just said that, okay, y'all selling weed. Basically, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? This is not a weed spot. The lady, whoever owns this property, did not call on them for loitering. That's the whole thing. Evidently, they know this lady by name, and the lady gave them permission to sit out there to do whatever they were doing. Like I said, you don't see them playing the dice game. You don't see them smoking weed. You don't see open containers of liquor. So they're just chilling. These young cats are just chilling, man. And that's what the fuck you do. When you young and you got a whole bunch of friends and y'all just out enjoying the day, you know, you talking shit, you joning, you trying to book girls, and you know what I'm saying, like that. You just having fun. But you're not committing any type of crimes and shit. You just chilling. And normally, like me, I'd have had a beer or I'd have had some smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'd been out there blazing and drinking and shit. But these dudes wasn't doing that. They was just sitting out there chilling. Then you got this one officer that comes up, this dipshit right here. He's acting overly aggressive for no fucking reason. And these guys are clearly telling him, what the fuck is going on? This guy's not with us. This dude just walked up. And it's so fucking awkward for you to be sitting on a block and some random nigga just come up and just try to post up with you. That shit is hot. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, what's up, Nikki? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's why the nigga started to do the recording. If you just tuning in, what's up, James and Nikki? I just called the police station and asked them why their police officers was trying to set up these guys, right? So if you rewind the video, you'll hear the audio because I put it on speaker and I called these dumb fucks, right? So I'm thinking now that, and this wasn't no pre thing, but I'm thinking that's why the dude started doing the recording, because you don't if you sitting on the block with your niggas and stuff like that, you're not gonna pick up the phone and start recording and shit, especially if you're doing activities that's gonna get you caught up. I mean, some dudes do that dumb shit and be hot, but the dude, for some reason, he started to press record, and I think that was because that some random ass dude just came up and been like, hey, what's going on? What's going on, guy? And these niggas like, we don't know this dude. What the fuck you just coming up and hanging out with? Now, I don't know how long the dude was there, but the dude was smart enough to pick up his camera or his phone and stop to press record. Let's continue with the video.
Talking about.
We're going down the street.
Hey, excuse me, sir, that's mine. That's mine right there. In your hand. You got ID? No, I don't have my ID. Come on, bro. Come on, man. I'm 21 years old. Y'all can put my name up in the system. Y'all do it any other time. Come on,
That
man.
nigga crazy.
There's plenty of times I didn't have my ID.
Hey, get up, man. This stuff, man.
Come on, man.
Man, what brother they got the dog on though? Fuck, he was with them, bro? I'm telling you, real live,
Nigga
huh?
was with them, bro.
So the dude just said, oh, he was with him. So they already caught on to the scheme. So basically, these cops, I think this is Northwest. If I'm maybe wrong, I may be wrong. But this looks like Northwest. These cops tried to set up these guys to get some shit off of them. They ain't find none. They ain't find no guns. I think they found a little bit of weed and shit like that. But weed is legalized in DC. So what the fuck, man? Let's
Real live. That nigga gone, bro.
Okay, so the dude that they pulled the gun off, he already dipped, right? He dipped. It's just so amazing. In DC, y'all, and you have to be from here to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. or any fucking hood in America. Not saying that DC is hood or ghetto, but anywhere there is a congregation of black African American young men, if an officer pulls up on them and pulls out a gun, shit is going down with some attitude. Shit is not going down calmly. This is usually what happens when you do a open and carry out in Texas, when you have a whole bunch of white guys walking with ARs and shit down the street, and the cops pull up on them so pleasant. Hey, what you doing out here? You know what I'm saying? And then the people that's carrying the ARs, like, we're doing the open and carry and we're practicing our rights. And the cops be like, oh, okay, yeah, do you have ID? And they speak so calmly with them. Do an open and carry black man and look at that video, and you'll see night and day. Get down on the ground. Get down. We'll shoot you, motherfucker, and all this other stuff. None of that. But the dude that they pulled the gun off on, he dipped out. He's gone. He's gone. And don't it take time to look up and see if the gun is registered and all that other shit? And didn't do it. And the black cop that pulled the gun off of him, he kept the gun. So isn't he the one that should be doing seeing if the gun is registered or not and taking this guy's name? But it was just too calm.
I'm just making sure everything is safe.
It don't even matter. Give me weed. That's somebody weed out here.
I'm not doing that.
Shut the fuck up.
So I'm telling you,
Get the fuck.
give him the weed. Okay, my man, it's me.
Ah.
Stop touching me, old man.
I'm not old man. Step back. Step back.
I don't gotta back up.
You need to
Unless
step
you
back.
touching me. I'm touching you. Oh, why you touching me?
Don't provoke my man
Why
to
you
try to
backing
hit
up?
me,
Why you
but don't
pushing
chest
up
bump
on
with
me?
me. Don't chest bump with me, but we got that shit on camera. Why you touching them, bro?
You're gonna listen. You old man. What?
Why you touching them, bro?
Get back. Stay over there. You're not scaring me.
You's a whore, nigga. Back up. Fuck you talking about? Get the fuck out my face, nigga. Fuck. Yeah. He got me. Back up. Don't touch.
Get out
Don't
of my
fucking
face.
touch me.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Don't do that. You bitch ass nigga. You's a whore. You's a whore. Man, get the fuck off my phone, man.
Yeah, we got all that shit. Y'all go roll out. Roll the
You look
fuck out.
angry. You look angry. I'm not angry.
Roll the fuck out.
Stand back. You need to back off.
See, now this cop saying, oh, you look angry. So that's giving him probable cause, or however you say it, to do anything to this young black man, because he's provoking him. He's the one that's pushing his body to him. You know what I'm saying? Look at the video again. I posted it on the page. Look at the video. He's body bumping the dude. You know what I'm saying? He's making contact with the guy. The guy's putting up a phone to record him. He's not doing anything. He's recording the dude. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much his tone is increasing, he's recording the dude because they're upset that they just tried to get set up and they picked up on this shit so quickly. You know what I'm saying? So the dude is clearly within his rights to do what he did, but this officer is totally out of fucking line. Out of line. You know what I'm saying? Body bumping the dude to try to get a reaction so he can say, okay, well, you assaulted a police officer, but you didn't see what led up to that assault. You keep body bumping me. And as a man, if you didn't have that fucking badge on, if you body bump me, it's going down. Let me tell you, the type of dude that I am, I don't claim to be no gangster, no roughneck, no shit like that. I'm a type of dude that don't take no shit. Now, true in fact, I've been bullied. I was bullied when I was small. I done had my ass beat when I was small. But it came to a point one day when I said, I'm not letting these niggas bully me no more. And I stood up for myself. I had to fight a whole rack of dudes. I'm talking about Forest Park Estates, where I went to high school, in Largo and Kettering. I had to fuck somebody up in middle school. And then when I got to high school, niggas thought, everything was sweet. Then I had to fuck a nigga up in ninth grade. I fucked a nigga up in the gym. Got suspended for a couple of days. Came back. The nigga would start acting up again. I was like, okay, I'm going to show this nigga a lesson, right? So I got in 2 fights in one day. I went to a nigga classroom and smacked them fucking out and choked them out, you know what I'm saying, and then fucking left. Then I went to my gym class and choked the nigga out there. So I'm a type of dude that I don't take shit off of nobody. I'm not a violent guy. I'm just a person that, okay, I'll give you a couple of chances. I'll say, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. I'll even bitch out. I'll be like, okay, all right, you got it, and I'll step the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm pushed in a corner where I cannot escape, you're gonna get fucked up. Whether I win or lose, you're gonna get fucked up. You're going to be bleeding by the time that this scuffle or this fight or this disagreement is over with. That's why I try to calm myself down and remove myself from any type of hostile situations. I'm chill. Most people that know me, like, he a cool dude, but don't fuck him over though. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to this video.
Back off.
Can I get your badge number?
Yeah, it's 1449.
What's your name?
It's
What?
Delta.
You out here assaulting
Go on back.
You out here assaulting pedestrians. Fuck piece of shit.
Fuck, boy, I ain't got shit for y'all right here. Y'all can roll out there.
Everybody up, clear the street.
Take y'all man with y'all too.
Come in.
You clear the street. You roll the fuck out. We did it.
Stop the threats, okay?
You fake police.
Okay, now did you just hear this dude? And hopefully that the audio is going through here. The dude just said, the officer said, stop the threats. What threat is get the fuck out of here? Get the fuck out of here. That's a threat? Then I must have threatened a whole lot of motherfuckers then. If me saying get the fuck out of here is a threat, motherfuckers would be going to jail all day, man. That's a fucking threat. I'm gonna fuck you up. That's a threat. Well, for me, that's a promise. Get the fuck out of here is not a threat. That's an order. That's basically an order. Get the fuck out of here. That's an order. I'm gonna fuck you up is a threat to some people and a promise to some other people. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm threatening bodily harm, now I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. I'm gonna choke you out. That's a fucking threat, or that's a fucking promise. Me saying, get the fuck out of here. You an asshole. You a dipshit. You a dumbass. That's not a fucking threat. That's a fucking statement. Like I'll say the Grand Wizard. When I say the Grand Wizard, I'm talking about the president. When I say the Grand Wizard is a dumbass. When I say the Grand Wizard is a what else can I call him but a dumbass? A racist. The Grand Wizard is a racist. The Grand Wizard is a Klansman. The Grand Wizard is part of the KKK. The Grand Wizard is a kidnapper. You know what I'm saying? He's a kidnapper. I mean, he's a true fucking definition of a kidnapper. That's not a threat. Those are actually fucking concrete facts. I mean, he's an asshole. He's a misogynist. He's a cheater. He's a kidnapper. He's a liar. He's not a good person. What the fuck else can I say about the Grand Wizard, aka the orange red headed dude, aka Donald Trump? You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And before I start the video again, fuck Donald Trump. Okay, let's go.
What the fuck happened here? Man, Snow. Hey, Mo, that nigga was with them, hoes. Fuck that other nigga at, man. That nigga was with them, hoes. That nigga was with them, hoes. That nigga was with them. They won't smack up on your man, hoes. This nigga crazy as shit. I could tell he was with them, bro. They ain't even pull their guns out when they saw this nigga had a gun.
Where you at now?
That nigga gone, fool.
Where they gone?
Nigga is gone, bro.
Hey,
That nigga is gone, ho. I swear to God, that nigga is gone, bro.
That's in Vegas, somebody. That ain't even know what. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That ain't got nothing to do with us.
Breaking and entering.
Breaking and fucking entering.
Get him.
Breaking and fucking entering.
Stop what y'all doing.
Oh, that's what they y'all doing, Mo. What the? Oh, no. Nah, Slim. I'm not going to go get another.
Hey, Mo, they crazy as shit, Mo.
Okay. So I let me make one correction.
Cool.
I see some red cups, right? So maybe they were drinking. But you know what? They didn't get cited for drinking. There were red cups all over the ground. They didn't get cited for that shit. Okay. So I know this was more of a rant than anything else. Look, I am the type of person that likes to stand up for injustice that I see. I'm the type of person that if I work alongside of my coworker and I see something happening to them and they don't stand up for themselves, I am the person that will speak up. That's the type of person that I am, right? When I see these type of videos, it just makes me extremely fucking mad. But then you have all the evidence on tape. I sound old as shit. You have all the evidence on video. And still there will be nothing done about this. You can clearly see that these cops set these guys up. But you know what the outcome is going to be? Not a goddamn thing. They're going to do it again, but they're going to do it smoother this time. I think this was a test run to see how shit would go. My advice to you dudes that's on the block, and please share this video. My advice to you is if a random nigga come up to you, you don't know, and you out chilling on the block, a random nigga come up to you, tell that nigga to leave. Nah, Slim. Nah, go Slim. Nah, go ahead, Slim. Cause he a undercover. He a undercover, and that's what this dude was. If you see him, he won't leave. Just get your shit, whatever you got going on out there, put it up, or just disperse and watch the nigga. See, just keep an eye on the nigga from afar. If you out chilling in front of your building, and you see a random nigga just come up, get your shit, gather up your shit, take it in the house real quick, and see if the next thing the jump outs come out. You know what I'm saying? Because if a random nigga come up and you on your block and you in front of your joint, they don't know him, so there's no need for him to follow you inside your joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, cuz we don't know you. You know, and then call him out. Call him out. Like, he's an undercover. This is undercover right here. Call him out. Blast him out. Take a picture of the dude. Put it on Facebook. Spread it. And get his face out there. And warn, look, if you chilling on the block, if you see this nigga post up with you, you already know he undercover. He part of the 12s. You know what I'm saying? So do that. That's my advice to you. You know what I'm saying? But these officers, if you watch the beginning of the video, I appreciate everybody coming and watching the video. But if you rewatch this video, you will hear me call DC police and talk to an officer that was acting like an ass. I'm asking him a question. I'm trying to lead up to some other questions, but he is trying to get me off the phone as quick as possible. I'm trying to state facts to him. And then it just got to a point where I just told the officer, fuck you. And I got off the phone. Because he wasn't trying to listen to me. He wasn't trying to be cordial. So I did what I had to do. And I said, fuck you. And I hung up the phone. And that was the end of the conversation. I don't back down from nobody. Nothing. Life too short to be running around with your tail between your legs, man. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for any fucking thing. And America has become so openly segregated that it's a fucking shame. You know what I'm saying? Not enough people will stand up and speak out on injustice because they're afraid to lose their livelihood. They're afraid of the backlash or what comes back. Me, I have no fucks to give. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a person that will fight for a good cause as long as the cause is meaningful. I'm not fighting to lower the price of the PlayStation. I'm not fighting to lower the prices of Jordans. I'm fighting for the equal rights of everybody in fucking America. And I'm fighting for the injustice that happens in America to African American young black and women. The killings, the lynchings, and niggas are getting lynched in 2018. It's a whole bunch of shit. And then, you know, the Grand Wizard, he's kidnapping kids. This is Holocaust all over again. This is slavery all over again. When you kidnap a whole bunch of kids and then you separate them from their parents, now you got all these fucking Mexican kids. You got their parents. I don't know what the fuck you did with them, but what are you going to do with all these immigrants? I know what's going to happen to them. I definitely know what's going to happen to them. The next time you go like to the bank at the middle of the night and you see these people cleaning the restaurants, cleaning the banks and vacuuming and all that other shit, that's what's going to happen. It's a new slavery. It's just that black people not going to be too much involved in it this time. They starting off a whole new thing with these young kids. You know what I'm saying? They're going to turn them into slaves to work for America. You don't want them in America, but you're going to enslave them to work in America, because when they turn 18, the government is not going to take care of them. What are you going to do? Ship them back to wherever? You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get some type of use out of them, because you're not going to keep them captive and not feed them and all this other stuff, because that's going to cost money. And how do you make money? You have to make them to make you a profit so they can keep supporting them. So sweatshops and shit. Maybe the next Jordans that you get will be made by these kids that Trump done kidnapped. Think about that. So, I'm about to go, but this whole video, I would I would urge you to share it. And these DC police officers are as crooked as they fucking come. Look at the video in its entirety. You can look at it on my Facebook page, and you can judge for yourself. But this is a clearly set up move. These cops tried to set these guys up, but the guys was too fucking slick for them. They tried to set them up, but it didn't work. And anybody from DC, you know, if you find a gun on a young black man, you gonna pull out your fucking pistol, especially if he has a crowd of other black people around him. You're gonna make the assumption that, these other guys got guns too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. I was gonna do some video game streaming, but I had a little Father's Day, surprise little Father's Day joint out in Florida. Spent basically about a week out in Florida, so I'm trying to recuperate from that long drive, 15-hour drive. So and Eric, I'm about to give you a call, man, because we're doing a big trip next year. I want to see if you and your wife down to go down to that joint. But I was gonna do an episode on the gaming show about this. I think we still might to get it out there. But y'all watch the video in its entirety and y'all tell me what y'all think. Leave the comments on the page, and that's about it, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Watch the video in its entirety. You can hear the whole conversation of me calling the police, me being on the phone with the police, and how this dickhead was not trying to listen to me. So I had to end the conversation with a "fuck you," and that was it. And then I can hear him say, "Oh, really?" Just like, "Yeah, nigga, really? Fuck you." All right. Oh, you want to go, Angie? Yeah, it's gonna be a big trip. It's next year. The more people that are able to go, the less that you're gonna have to pay. We're gonna start looking at doing hotels, putting deposit on the rooms, and I think after November we're gonna look at some prices of some rooms. I know my sister trying to go. I don't know if she's gonna go in that. My mother's going. Um, Mike and his wife and his son is going. I'm trying to see if Eric and his wife will go. So far that's 7 people. All right, I text it to you. Um, the things that I wanted to do, or I mean, y'all can switch it up how y'all want to, but we're gonna get a big van so we can carry everybody down there, and it takes about 13 hours to drive down there. So I know, I mean, I could drive down there with no problem. Um, oh, where you see her at? All right, I'll let you know, but I mean, it's just so much to do down that joint, man. I know the one thing everybody probably wants to do is like Disney World, or I don't. My daughter full grown, man, so Disney World is not for me. I'm more of like Universal Studios or Island of Adventure, Cocoa Beach. Um, that's one spot that we definitely gonna do. Cocoa Beach and the lobster place, all you can eat lobster place. So those are the two things that I definitely want to get out the way. Maybe Universal Studios. Um, I know my mother, she's gonna have to rent a scooter for that, and because it's a big park, so maybe we'll do Universal and Island of Adventures. Or if people want to do like Disney, they can. I don't know how many cars we're gonna have, but if they want to take the van, we'll just chill at the hotel for that day. For people that want to go to Disney, and y'all can go out and do that. We'll chill at the resort. The resort got a pool and all that other shit, so it has plenty of amenities for us to just chill out. And then the next day, the people that want to go to Universal Studios, they can go, and then like everybody get together, we go to Cocoa Beach, and then we everybody go to the lobster joint. If you don't eat lobster, then that's the every time I go to Florida, that's my number one go to thing. My lobster joint is that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I found a new lobster spot because I just came back from a little Father's Day joke. Excuse me. So that's it. But I'll send you the details, Angie. But we want to try to start booking the rooms in November. Uh, I have to. I'll give you the details, but I'm about to call Eric and see if he's gonna be him and his wife gonna be able to go and try to see what time next year would be feasible for everybody to go. Maybe I'll just make a. I can't make a page for that. If find out what time like next year would be more feasible for you to go, and what I'll do is I'll put the month of next year of the time that we'll be able to do it, and that'll give you heads up to if you got to take vacation or time off or whatever to do that. But just the people that want to go, um, probably gonna have to start taking a deposit on the rooms because when they get the room, we're gonna get it all at one time. So it's better than getting a room, one room here and then one room here, and it may be sold out. You know what I'm saying? And then one person has to sleep in that hotel, and the other person got to sleep in that room, and it's just everybody's just so mixed up. I'd rather it be everybody staying at the same hotel or the same resort, you know what I'm saying? And then when we go out and do our daily activities, we don't have to go from this side of Florida and that side of Florida, and you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. So if we get enough people to go, we may have to rent 2 vans. Me personally, I could drive the whole way. with no problem. I do it every time I go. So if we have to, we may have to take 2 vans. I'm just trying to get a lot of people to go. Hopefully, Keisha would go, but I don't know. You know how DC people or some DC people are. They don't like to venture too much out of DC. They think going on vacation is going to Baltimore, and that's out of town for them. But hopefully she'll go, and because I know I'm definitely going, and my mother definitely going. So I and Mike, and I think his wife and little Mikey is definitely going. But I got so off topic on this joint. But yeah, Angie, I'll hit you up. I'll give you the details of it. It'll be in the upcoming weeks because I'm not actually sure. But I'll go ahead and keep you in mind in that joint. Just tell me how many people are going to go with you. So once we start looking for rooms, we're going to do that in November. We're going to start looking at getting rooms. Just have your money for that. A room sleeps 2. Well, sleeps 4 because it's 2 beds in each room. So you just got to let me know how many people are going. And the only thing that you're putting a deposit down on is for the room. But then you also, with gas and stuff like that, just be mindful about that. And that's about it. You start saving up if you want to go and have a good time. But I tell you right now, I think it's like $100 a person for Universal. The Lobster Place, which I'm definitely going. I'll walk there if I have to, if nobody else want to go. It's I think $40 per person, but it's lobster and it's a whole bunch of seafood and other type food. It's like a buffet type thing, but I go mainly because I like lobster. And Cocoa Beach is free after 4 o'clock. So when we go Cocoa Beach, we're going to leave at like maybe 3 o'clock because it takes like 2 hours to drive from Cocoa Beach from Kissimmee. So by the time we get there, we don't have to pay for parking. But when we do get there, there are restaurants on the beach. So anybody can get, something to eat if they want to. We could bring a cooler. Apparently, from meeting a couple of guys on the beach, you can bring alcohol on the beach. So you can do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of those tents, those 8x10 tents that you put on the beach to shade you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy it at Walmart, but I'm gonna have it shipped to the Walmart on in Kissimmee, so I can just pick it up, so I don't have to carry that on the trip because that's gonna take up a lot of space. You know what I'm saying? So I'll carry that. I'll bring that with us so everybody has shade because I know my mother definitely she gonna need some shade from being out in that sun. And we just set up and have a good time, man. But I'll give you a call. But Eric, I'm about to give you a call as soon as I get off this live. But thank y'all for watching. I know it went like sideways real quick with me talking about the vacation, but the whole video was about transparency with these DC police officers. That this was a clearly he was an asshole, clearly, because he didn't want to engage in any type of dialogue with me. He wanted to get me off the phone. He said he had more pressing matters in front of him. But if you work for the public, you work for me. You're a police officer. You're a servant for me. You work for, as harsh as that sound, you work for me. I am the public, so I have a concern. So your concern is not with me. You know what I'm saying? I have a concern. I'm addressing a concern with you. I'm asking you questions. Would I only get one question to ask a police officer? And I made a statement. If I was a judge, would you be talking to me like this? If a judge was asking you about this, if a judge saw this and brought these cops that was in here and tried to make them accountable for the actions that they did, which would never fucking happen, would the cop then keep cutting off the judge? Would they show that judge disrespect like he showed me, because he clearly didn't want to engage in any conversation that I had. He didn't want to see the video. So my next thing is I'm going to take this video and I'm going to go down the Southwest and I'm going to show the police department on how they try to get these guys, how they try to get them with this guy that they clearly brought that had a pistol so they could try to frame these young black men. I'm going to take this video down there and I'm going to show the police officer and I'm going to ask him, okay, what's up with this? Why are your officers trying to entrap these young black men that, you know what I'm saying, you have open and carry, you can have a concealed weapon permit and all this other stuff, which I didn't know that DC had. So the guy clearly smooth just vanishes. Not ask any questions, not approach hostile, not treated any type of hostile way. He just smooth just walked off. And he had a pistol. He's a black man. He's the most dangerous animal in the world. And they did nothing. I call bullshit. I call fuckery. This is majority of DC cops, majority of them are crooked. There are a few DC cops that are cool. A few, it is very, very, very few. And you know the DC cops that are the most assholes are the black ones. They are the most assholest cops in DC. And then some of them are so cool. Some of them are real cool. You don't get too many white cops that harass black people in DC. You get a lot. You don't get too many. But the ones that do the most harassment are the black cops. The black ones. They harass. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. And they're the most crooked cops ever. Crooked. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen the shit firsthand. I've seen a cop take money out of a person's pocket and keep it. I've seen that happen. Even when they had like a Target receipt and they said that, yeah, I returned this item, this DJ drone, this drone that I purchased from Target that was $1,000. I purchased from Target. Actually, we did the same drone review on the show. Funny, right? So I've seen a cop take $1,000 from a person and say that it was drug money. I've seen that. And the person that it happened to had to go back to Target, even though they had a receipt saying that it was exact change of what they had in their pocket. Had to go back to Target and get a statement. Had to have the security officer watch the video at the return and say, okay, yeah, okay. And then they got their money back. So I've seen stuff that happen. I've seen DC cops are the most crookedest cops in America right now. And I've seen it. But that's it. But I gotta go. But Eric, I'm about to hit you up, man. Thank you all for watching. And I'll probably be on tomorrow streaming some gameplay. I know The Crew 2 comes out on Friday. So I may be streaming it Thursday night at 12 o'clock. So y'all come back for that. And big ups to the my main man that contacted me from YouTube. He saw one of our YouTube videos, and we was rapping on the phone for a good like hour, just going back and forth, man. Good dudes. And I think he lives in Texas or Tennessee or something like that. And we're actually going to be doing a stream Friday. So y'all come back for that to meet my new friend that I found on YouTube. Or he found us on YouTube, man. He liked our channel. He liked what we was doing. And we're going to do a live stream Friday. So that's about it. But Eric, like I said, I'm about to go. But like I said, Eric, I'm about to hit you up. Thanks for watching. And watch this video in entirety. And you make a choice, a decision on yourself. Did these cops try to set these young guys up? Did they or didn't they? You weigh in your opinion on it. Leave your opinion in the comments, and I'll see y'all Friday. All right, peace out.